Next up, at UFC Vegas 78, we have the main event of the evening. We have Vicente Luque taking on Rafael dos Anjos. Vicente Luque is 21-9 overall. He's 3-2 in his last 5. He is riding a 2-fight skid. He's taking on Rafael dos Anjos. This guy is 32-14. He's 3-2 in his last 5, and he's coming off that submission win over Bryan Barberena. Vicente Luque at one point in time was like everybody's favorite guy, the next guy. He's going to be the champ. Vicente Luque is the best. Vicente Luque is going to get it done. And he does have a whole wide array of skills. We have a way. This is why people think I have a lisp. A wide array.
I think you have a lisp. That's one of those things. It's like you say, oh, you have fake teeth, but you actually have a lisp.
Okay, sure. The odds of me having a lisp and you having fake
a lisp. The odds of me having a lisp. You definitely want to do it there.
Spreading to my tongue.
The odds of me having a lisp is...
Anyway, Vicente Luque has skills everywhere. He can grapple. He can strike. He's knocking people out with like nice, solid accuracy, good footwork, nice kicks, and he's catching people in scrambles and scooping up submissions. He has a 61% takedown defense overall, but if you remove the Bilal Muhammad fight where he was taken down 5 times, Vicente Luque has only been taken down 5 times in 14 fights since 2017. So is a really well-rounded guy, a bit exposed in his last 2 fights, including the Jeff Neal fight where he lost that first round, he lost the second round, and then he was rocked and finished in the 3rd round, and famously a brain bleed, and now he's back. We'll talk about the brain bleed thing in a second. I don't think it matters during the fight. Certainly after the fight. He might be in a wheelchair in 10 years, but inside the fight itself, it's not like his brain's just going to ooze out of his ears and that's it. So I'm not worried about that. He's taking on Rafael dos Anjos. This guy's the former lightweight champion of the world. Some of the people that showed up to UFC during the COVID era might not realize how accomplished this man is. He's fought everybody. He's done everything. And yes, he is a little older, but he's not a guy that's taken a ton of damage. He's a really tough guy. He's going to come forward. And he started his career as a grappler. He still is a grappler, but he really put together some solid striking over time as well. And there are some recent fights in the last year and a half or so where you see that striking. You see how clean it is. You see the technique. But he's still going to come forward, wrestle, jiu-jitsu at heart. He's coming off the win over Bryan Barberena. Before that, he lost to Fiziev, but he did have some success in that fight. And then before that, he beat Moicano, who, Moicano was another guy that people were like, oh, this guy's a killer. And then Rafael dos Anjos.
That was like 2 days' notice, 48-hour notice or something. 5-round fight.
I get it.
And he just wrestled him. I mean, he just laid on him. So let's pump the brakes on that. So.
And that's what I think is going to happen in this fight. Bilal Muhammad gave you the roadmap to how to win this fight. Just take Vicente Luque down, and you're fine. If you take him down, that's it. You're good. The reason he submitted Michael Chiesa is because Michael Chiesa didn't just take him down and hang out. Michael Chiesa was chasing, trying to find stuff, was way too heavy on top, slid over, got submitted. If Michael Chiesa just settled in and relaxed, he was winning that fight, was going to win the fight. I think Rafael dos Anjos wins this fight because he's also a very high-level BJJ guy. And I think he'll come forward, get the takedowns, and settle in. He's not going to chase. He's not going to get wild. He's not going to get overzealous. Plenty of 5-round experience. He's not, the most active guy in the last couple of years, but I think Dos Anjos wins. Brain bleed point very, very quickly. Everybody's going to talk, I'll take the guy who didn't have the brain bleed. Obviously, first of all, that's a terrifying injury. And
he's been cleared.
I get it. No. That's where I'm going.
It's like breaking your arm and then your arm heals. It's good. Yeah. You're good to go.
No, it's terrifying
just a brain
injury.
You don't have one.
Terrifying
you seem to be
injury.
Working through okay.
Glad all is well for him. It's kind of sad that a high-level, ranked in the world professional athlete didn't make enough money to be like, I'm done, right? Like, I made enough. He's got to still do this. That kind of sucks, and that's just the sport that we're in. But I don't think it matters for this fight. I don't think it's a factor inside of the fight at all. So, people love throwing that as a narrative. I don't think it matters one bit. But Rafael dos Anjos by wet blanket. This could look exactly like Corey Sandhagen versus.
Damn it!
That's what this could look like. Is that what you were going to say?
That's what I said. I mean, that's what I said in my quick pick video too. That I'm actually scared for the viewership that this literally could look like. And I was like praying to God that it's not going to look like that. And I don't think it is. You know, I think the path to victory for RDA, it needs to look like that because Vicente I think Vicente is a better fighter and a more dangerous fighter. But
Yes.
But if RDA is able to get the takedowns lay on him, it is what it is. And if this was before the Jeff Neal fight, I would feel very confident in Vicente. But I think that obviously the brain bleeding is just a symptom of, dude, Vicente's been beat down, and he was known as a guy that you can't knock out. And he doesn't really move his head, and he keeps marching forward, and he takes beating after beating, and he finds those finishes. And finally, Jeff Neal was just able to just beat him down so much that his brain just gave up on it. He's like, I can't take this anymore. And he got knocked out for the first time. And it's like all those beatings, can he recover? Is it going to turn into, oh my God, now this guy's getting knocked out like crazy because all these beatings have finally caught up to him? So we're going to find out, I think, pretty quickly because he's going to be in RDA's face. RDA, as you mentioned, is a capable striker. He can land some shots. I think we're going to find out very quickly if Vicente's good to go or if he's going to get dropped. If he's good to go, I think he can win this fight. I think he can withstand the takedowns. If he gets taken down, I think he can get back to his feet. I believe he's the better fighter. He's still a young guy, surprisingly, for all these fights that he's been in. And it's that left hook. I mean, his left hook is a powerhouse of a shot. That's what he knocked out Bilal with. He almost was getting Bilal in that last fight.
Wait, what?
That was a rematch. He knocked out Bilal before.
Oh yeah. All right,
Yeah. Just making sure.
So he knocked
anyway. So he knocked out Bilal. Then he came back. He tried to land that same shot. He was landing it. Bilal was eating it a little bit better. But that's what Fiziev knocked out RDA with. And it's kind of hard to play that copy and paste game. Yeah. But it is the same shot. I mean, it took 5 rounds to do it, but we got a 5-round fight here. Eventually he landed it. So it's not like RDA can't get knocked out too. Vicente, he's a finisher, man. 21 wins, 18 finishes. The guy knows how to find finishes, and I think he can find a finish here if he's still the same Vicente. If it's, he comes in and starts getting chinned and stuff, it is what it is. But I'm not that confident in putting money on either one of these guys. But I understand that's what I'm saying. I understand the safe play in RDA because they're wrestling, but my pick is going to be Vicente. I think he's a better fighter, and until he shows me that he is kind of completely broken from all the damage, I got to stick with him. But I'm not putting money on him. For live stream, I will, but not for premium or anything like that. So.
Yeah, I did throw down a little bit of money on Rafael dos Anjos. I got him at minus 120. He's now minus 130. We'll see what that line does throughout the week. We'll see what happens at weigh-ins because Rafael dos Anjos is going to be the smaller guy here. He's the former lightweight champion. This is a welterweight fight. He's moving up. Fiziev, a lightweight. Moicano, a lightweight. We have dos Anjos moving up here. So we'll see. He's probably going to be smaller. He's sort of a big-ish guy, so I don't think it'll be too bad. But
go ahead. No, go ahead. I
right. Sometimes
I kind of want to go. So what we have to take in consideration here, back to back, the co-main and the main, you see it right here. And what happened last week, guys? Luck of the week last week was not my fault because Alexa had a mustache. And if you guys watch the live streams, we know about the mustache curse. Anybody that's clean shaven with a mustache, as you see RDA here, they've never won in the UFC. You can look at those stats and you can bring up fake stats that you want. They've never won if somebody has a mustache. If RDA comes in,
he won his last fight.
That's what I'm saying with the fake stats. So if RDA comes in this week with the mustache, it's an automatic fade. Cub the same way. Cub with the mustache is losing. There's a few people here. Just pay attention. That's the most important thing you can pay attention to, not anything else.
I'm so glad I was interrupted for that. DraftKings, this is a pick your side, in my opinion. If you think RDA, you're with me, you think RDA is going to get all the takedowns and win this fight. I mean, Corey Scanhagen, I think, broke a record for most number of points.
There's that lisp.
First of all, that's not a lisp. A lisp
Corey
is...
Scanhagen.
I don't have issues with S's.
S's.
First of all, I do have Tourette's, so...
Cool. I'm a cancer survivor. You want to play that game? I'm a Black Widow bite survivor.
Well,
remember when Hurricane Irma came through?
Remember when you wouldn't have spiders running around?
That was in Florida. We lived in the same neighborhood. Fucking idiot. I have it in
Florida.
Yeah,
and you lived in filth, and I didn't. I somehow wasn't bit.
We were next door neighbors, Angelo.
And so sometimes you can live next to somebody with some filth
and what
inside.
I want to get to as well is when Hurricane Irma came through, one of us stayed, protected their family, and the other person fled.
With their family to protect them.
Wonder which was which.
Yeah,
So we can keep comparing if you want.
You ever
but you're
seen
going
the
to lose
movie-
this dick measuring contest 10 out of 10 times.
I carried my wife and child out like this. Carried them.
You were gone the week before.
Hey, can you check on my house? Hey, hopefully it's not everything all good. Can you go check on my house? Can you go check on my house?
I drove to Georgia with the dog, the wife, and the kid. She took a flight out. I stayed in Georgia with the dog at a old friend's house, and she flew first class with the baby.
I just sat there with 3 or 4 days with no power, sleeping. My fucking condo was only 90 degrees.
It sucks for you, man. Whose fault is that?
The scariest thing about it was, because it was like at night, it was so hot. I slept downstairs. I pushed the couch against the windows. The windows were open to try to get some airflow. And laying there, and I would wake up because Florida, there's stuff everywhere. There's creatures everywhere, and you'd hear them running through the bushes all night. And all there's blocking me is a screen. I'd be laying there like, oh shit, could be anything. Could be an alligator. Could be a bear. Could be a pig. There's crazy stuff in Florida.
There were alligators and pigs all over that neighborhood.
Right. Look
That
at one of them right there.
Yeah, as you motherfucker. I was trying to be nice.
Oink
Anyway.
oinks.
What?
Nothing. Just hanging around.
Just hanging around. Oh, Beetlejuice. Anyway, $8,200 in DraftKings for Rafael dos Anjos. I will probably spend that because the takedowns, the control time, Corey Sanhagen scored 11 million points. And if this is anything like that, that should go well. But if you're on the Vicente side, dude doesn't win decisions, especially not 5-rounders. This is what he does. He gets finishes, and he can score really well for you. I don't think he's going to be like Fiziev live for a 5th-round type finish, but you never know. Any last words for the people Bullets?
Lock of the week video tomorrow should be get us back on track. We're going for 3 out of 4 weeks when we win this week, and that's going to be.
I love the needle move. Nice job.
And we got a special one this week. I mean, this one is like what the fuck is so funny? Because I'd love to know. I'd love to know because I think you're the only one laughing here.
We are going for 3 in a row, and then just clip 3 out of 4 weeks.
Sorry for stating facts. I mean, I don't know what you want from me. I'm not lying about anything.
Nobody loves doing that more than me, man.
It'll be 3
Nobody
out of 4
loves doing
weeks.
that more than
and
me.
I got
I
a
just
special
appreciate
one
the
this week. It is going to be a fire and brimstone one. And make sure you check out Saturday's live stream because it's going to be, I promise this like a week is going to be a fun one.
What's a fire and brimstone? I don't get it.
You never heard that phrase, go through fire and brimstone?
No. Is that like from a fucking nerd board game where you paint the pieces?
I think it's probably from the Bible. Something.
So yes.
Fire and brimstone origin. I think it might be from the... Yeah, it's the Old Testament. It's in Genesis 19. God destroys Sodom and Gomorrah with rain of fire and brimstone. Stupid. Well, there you go.
There it is.
Sorry, God.
Well, you definitely pissed that guy off. Skin cancer, the height thing.
Because I survived a black widow bite. I survived a hurricane. I survived
Why do you
cancer.
keep having to survive?
I survived. I'm a 3-time COVID survivor.
Why does he keep?
Oh, because he gives his toughest test to his strongest soldiers, Angelo. You stupid fuck. Look at me. He keeps throwing shit at me, toughening me up, ready for this fucking war. Fire and brimstone. That's what he's throwing at me. I'm coming through. Yeah.
All right. Well, this is going to be a hard pivot. If you guys want $50, I will send you $50. WeWantPicks.com/bet. Sign up with any one of our betting partners, and I will send you $50 as a thank you. Use our link. It's an affiliate link. We get paid. I slice off a piece of that like that cancer cut out of this fucking loser's face, and I give you $50. WeWantPicks.com/bet. Sign up, make a deposit. I'll send you $50. Premium is more than just copy-paste bets. It's more than some Discord channels. We have courses, a full DraftKings course going to walk you through how to play DraftKings, how much money you should be spending, what type of entries you should make, and all of that for DraftKings Fantasy. You're also going to get the line movement tracker, the detailed data metrics and analytics, and the couple of handsomes also breaking down fights, giving you picks. Artem does far more than just UFC. You're going to get Bellator, PFL. You're going to get Contender Series, all that stuff from Artem. So make sure you check out his page. And he has been picking UFC fights at a 69% clip, guys. Thanks for everything. Like the stream. Do all the things. WeWantPicks.com. Click. Become a member.